Breaking news. The Brooklyn Nets are trading Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a first round and multiple second round picks per The Athletic and Shams. This is huge, right? Dallas has been in the market for another star next to Luka Doncic for quite some time. They finally got it in Kyrie Irving. Now, there are a lot of questions that we're going to dive into in a moment, but starting with the deal this is actually kind of lackluster in my opinion. Credit to the Dallas Mavericks for one, getting this done. Two, for also getting it for such a reasonable deal. I mean, worst case scenario, even if Kyrie leaves in the offseason, you moved off of Finney-Smith and you moved off of Spencer Dinwiddie's contract and you lost the first round in a couple seconds. It's not the end of the world for you, right? You got Luka for the next 10 years, right? So you're in a great position to where Kyrie can come. He can play next to Luka. You get another star. Luka Doncic is supposed to miss several weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe Kyrie can come in and kind of keep Dallas afloat long enough until Luka comes back. You would imagine that maybe Luka and Kyrie would be a good fit, given that Kyrie played next to LeBron James. But at the end of the day, this is just a solid move for the Dallas Mavericks. I'm actually surprised that the Nets took this deal. I think the Lakers could have beat that package hands down. I also think the Clippers could have beaten that package. Like we talked about earlier, how the Clippers put in this huge, great offer. You're telling me that offer wasn't better than this deal? And the Clippers could have easily given a point guard and a small forward, because based on reports, the Brooklyn Nets didn't want to take the Lakers deal because they wanted a point guard and small forward, 3-and-D style forward. Well, that's all the Clippers have. They could have given Reggie Jackson and John Wall and then take your pick. You want Robert Covington? You want, Norman Powell? Whoever you want, it's yours, right? So it's a little surprising that Dallas was able to pull this off, but nonetheless, credit Dallas. Now, the big question is Kyrie Irving in and of itself. One, does he want to stay in Dallas? Did Dallas just trade for a rental for 3 months? Now, I would imagine that they spoke to Kyrie and asked Kyrie, and Kyrie said, yeah, hey, if you give me the max, I will stay with you. I will stay in Dallas, which Mark Cuban, I imagine, would give him the max. It is a little questionable, the fit, right? Now, Kyrie has had no problem playing the number 2, right? He's done it next to LeBron James. He's done it next to Kevin Durant. But Luka Doncic is the highest usage player ever, is the most ball-dominant player we've ever seen. And so there's a lot of questions of how does Kyrie fit in if Luka is dominating the ball 90% of the time. Now, Jason Kidd, I think, is going to be able to really maximize and capitalize on this situation. And in the right sets, I think that Dallas could be very scary and could be a team that really has some promise going forward and could be a legit contender. I mean, Dallas was just in the Western Conference Finals last year, and now you added a guy in Kyrie Irving who could just score from all 3 levels, credible basketball talent. How does he hold up in Dallas, right? That's a real concern. How much does he play in Dallas? Is he able to kind of control his antics, as people would put it? There's a lot of questions around Kyrie Irving. This kind of feels to me like it's a rental, but time will see. Time will tell. Because again, even if it is a rental, this is still a great deal for the Mavericks. If you win, great. If you don't and Kyrie leaves, then you moved off of Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie's contract. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, you lost the first. That kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. And you lost a couple seconds. Yeah, that sucks. But again, not the end of the world. This is the best deal for Dallas, because they're in a position to where if it does work out, great. You re-sign Kyrie Irving and you're off to the races. Let's go, right? And now you got the 2 stars to build around. Got a bunch of 3-and-D style players. This could be very good for Dallas, right? They have the 3-and-D style guys. A lot of pick and pop. And you should really expect to see a really nice Dallas team if Luka and Kyrie can work it out, if they can figure it out, if they can make it work. Big concern is, are these two really going to be able to come together to the point where they can be a legit contender? Is Luka going to be able to take a bit of a step back? Because he's going to have to, right? He's going to have to be able to delegate and relegate his duties to Kyrie. Like, look at Brunson. Brunson is a great example, right? Like, Brunson, nobody was talking about Brunson. Brunson was probably a vet minimum contract until Luka went down, and all of a sudden Brunson, you looked at him and you're like, oh man, no, this guy's a legit 20-point per game guy. And then look, he goes to the Knicks, and look what happens. Now he's really killing it for the Knicks, and he really is a player, right? So what happens to Kyrie? Does Kyrie go to Dallas and Kyrie go, yeah, no, I'm not taking 15 shots a game, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and watch Luka just dominate the ball for, 30 minutes a game. I want to be a part of this offense. I want to be a part of this team. I want to, I don't think this is the be all end all, but I think that this was a great move for the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Dallas Mavericks are in a tremendous spot. But only time will tell. It'll be interesting to see how these two work out, how these two play. Can Kyrie kind of keep Dallas afloat in the meantime? Are they going to be able to do that? Or how is this going to work itself out? Does Dallas decide to give Kyrie the max? Like, do they even really want to give him the max? That's a real question too, because that was a real concern, right? All the reports said that they didn't want to pay him the money. Are they looking at this as kind of like a 1-year salary dump rental that if it works out, you pay him? I really wonder that. I really wonder if they were looking at this as like worst case scenario, Kyrie, we don't pay Kyrie and he walks, and it's not a big deal. We just moved off of, Finney Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie's contract. We probably would have had to attach a first anyway to move off of those. Not a big deal, right? You get Kyrie Irving. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you look elsewhere. I don't know. It's an interesting thought, but credit Dallas again. Excellent move. They got it done when no one else did. But nonetheless, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think it works? Do you think it doesn't? Do you like the move? Do you not? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comment section below.